Welcome to Will It Build, the series where I take your builds from my YouTube comments and Discord server and put them to the test to see if they are the real deal. If it's solid, then I'll gift you 1,000 silver, and if it's really something special, you'll be featured in a dedicated build video for your submitted build. So comment yours below so we can answer the question, will it build? Welcome to another episode of Will It Build. In the previous episode, we explored a very, very powerful Warlock setup, a prismatic Warlock setup that featured Mactics, but I had a lot of comments on that video, and I've had a lot of comments in my live stream, twitch.tv/Mactics, where we film all these live, asking if Mactics is a must-have on that setup, and theoretically, if people wanted to go the exotic class item route, if that would be an option and what combos would you use. And I know exotic class items are a pain point for a lot of players. It's very difficult, obviously, to get the specific role that you want. So today in the Will It Build video, I'm going to show you 3 different exotic class item combos that I think would be very, very good for this build. And we're going to test them out each in a Grandmaster Nightfall run of this week's Grandmaster, Exodus Crash. So just to review the build one more time for those who didn't see last episode or for those who forgot a little bit what we ended up with. Song of Flame on the super, basically impossible to die, very high damage. It's absolutely fantastic. We ended up going with Phoenix Dive because it has the lowest base cooldown. It's instant. It makes it so much easier to get the Hellion, is how I was told it was pronounced. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm still mispronouncing it. And then we've of course also got Feed the Void. So we get Empowered Devour, bonus grenade regeneration, and a full HP heal on any ability kill to activate it initially. And then of course we get those effects re-procced every single time we get a regular kill. In terms of our abilities, what are we going with? We're going with our Storm Grenade, as always. We're going with our Arcane Needle, although since we are experimenting with a non-Mactics setup, I think that you could get away with running a different melee ability if you would like. My only issue is I'm not exactly sure which one would be better than the Arcane Needle. I feel like Arcane Needle still takes the cake, even if you're not going with Mactics. But if you want to experiment here, I think you totally could. As far as fragments go, the Facet of Solitude, in my opinion, the strongest facet in the game. We got Protection for increased damage resistance. We've got Hope, so that anytime we have an elemental buff, such as Devour, for example, class ability regenerates significantly more quickly. We get more Phoenix Dives, we get more heals, we get more solar buddies. We've also got Courage, so that Arc, Solar, and Void abilities deal increased damage to targets afflicted with darkness debuffs. That will of course count for anything that gets hit by our Arcane Needle, which will unravel targets, which is a darkness debuff, or anything that's severed from us just shooting them in the face with Solitude. Finally, we got the Facet of Purpose, so that we pick up an orb. We get Restoration, since we are using Song of Flame. Now, as far as the mods go, I've kind of retune things for our specific loadouts since we are running Grandmaster Exodus Crash, a lot of arc damage. And you also notice I have a lot of arc stuff because I'm using an arc hand cannon. And the main reason I'm using an arc hand cannon is because the first class item that we're going to be trying out is Spirit of Inmost Light, where anytime we use an ability, we get improved regeneration to our other abilities. We can spam ability cycle a little bit more frequently. And the Spirit of Verity, weapon final blows with a damage type, aka arc damage, matching your grenade, grant a stacking grenade damage bonus. At 5 stacks, it increases our grenade's damage by 100%, aka doubles the damage of our grenade, hence why we are using the arc hand cannon. This is the seasonal one from Echoes. Very, very easy to get and very, very easy to craft. I'm rocking and rolling with Air Trigger, which basically makes my reload speed insanely fast when I jump in the air. And I'm actually trying out Precision Instrument, where if I get 6 hits on an enemy with a hand cannon, then all of my precision damage is buffed by 25%, which is pretty significant. Another very popular and common option here is going to be Volt Shot as well. So if you want to try out Volt Shot in this column, that would be perfectly fantastic as well. I'm sure that'll be very, very good. And then I'm also rocking and rolling with Galahorn. And then I specifically wanted a Stasis Sniper for this. This is the one from the Salvation's Edge raid, but you could go really any Stasis Sniper. I know there's one from Season of the Deep. You've got like Thoughtless, which is also a Stasis Sniper. I really wanted a Stasis Sniper for the darkness damage for my special weapon, so that we can get a lot of darkness damage into this build in conjunction with Arcane Needle, so that we can get the darkness meter on our Transcendence filled up really quickly and be spamming that as we did in the previous episode. So that is the setup. The first run, we're going to try out the Inmost Light Verity class item with Variables and Mark Lark, who we're hanging out in the Twitch stream where we're filming this live. And we're going to answer that question, will it build? I will say, if you're ever... I'm not a huge fan of the sniper in this. The main reason I'm running the sniper is because it has anti-barrier on it. If this was like an overload unstoppable strike and I could use the call instead, it'd be so much better for getting my darkness energy on my transcendence meter. This hand cannon sounds so cool. Just listen to it. That's gotta be one of the coolest sounding hand cannons in the game. All right, let's shoot his face. Oh, I froze him because of chill clip. And we're gonna get the transcendence going, and we're just gonna... With Inmost Light, our ability regeneration should be, like, stupid while we're in Transcendence, because we have the bonus ability regeneration just from Transcendence, plus the bonus ability regeneration from Inmost Light from using and spamming all of our abilities. I love Transcendence. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, we have an incorrect fragment on, don't we? Because don't we want to have the facet of dominance on instead, so that our arc grenades can jolt targets, and so that our Transcendence grenade, which is part void, can then weaken targets? I'm trying to remember why I don't have that on right now. I feel like I should probably swap out maybe the facet of courage. I think that would feel a lot better with this build over the facet of courage. Not that the facet of courage is bad or anything like that. I'm also having a very, very tough time getting my darkness meter stacked up. I think in the next run, I might just go ahead and throw on the call, even if it's not going to do anti-barrier. It's kind of okay, though, because if I don't have Unstoppable Sidearm, as long as I pick up an orb and get Radiant Orbs from the artifact, then I'll have Radiant on the call, and I can still bust through the shields anyway. Okay, so we have a Lieutenant coming in. I feel like that means it's time to do this. I like the sound the bird makes. And I pretty much just one-shot that guy. Cool. Blink, blink. I'm getting my Storm Grenade back so quickly. Look at the Storm Grenade regeneration. I have my super back already? Say less. Oh my, yeah, Song of Flame is just absurd. We did a exotic, sorry, not exotic. We did a subclass tier list recently where we ranked all of the different subclasses in a tier list, and we we pretty much all agreed that Song of Flame is pretty banging. Plink, plink, plink. Storm Grenade. The Inmost is feeling nice. I'm not sure how much mileage I'm getting out of the Verity aspect of this, though, is my concern. Just there's a lot of, like, build-up to really effectively get a lot of mileage out of Verity, especially in a Grandmaster, where it's, like, completely contingent on you killing a bunch of enemies. Okay, so we're gonna hit one of these, we're gonna pop a Storm Grenade, and we're gonna go Song of Flame. We're gonna shoot a rocket, and... Cool. Neat. That was fun. And then we're gonna get a little... Thinking, toss one of those. Let's get our Helion back again. Let's pop this. 1, 2, 3. Oh boy. Let me proc devour. There we go. Throw. Oh, my grenade completely just bounced off that barrier hobgoblin. Everything's okay. Just keep throwing a bunch of stuff. Everything's dead. Ow. Getting our dive. I really want my Song of Flame back to put this guy to bed. Song of Flame is just crazy. Ooh. And boom, Song of Flame. Didn't really need it anyway, but yeah. Absolutely torched. Okay, so not bad, right? Nice little 16.5-minute clear. I will say, though, despite the clear being very fast, felt like I really wasn't getting that much out of Verity. First things first, definitely, let's drop Courage. I really want to get Dominance back into the rotation. Dominance is absolutely massive here. I'm fine with maintaining the other things that we have. I like exactly what our subclass is looking like, but I really want to try to shuffle a few things around here. In terms of exotic class item, we're going to give Verity another try, but I want to try Verity Osmiomancy to see how Verity Osmiomancy compares to Verity Inmost Light. I'll solo all these clowns. Yeah, I'm feeling like, I don't know. I know Osmiomancy, or the Spirit of Osmiomancy, rather, originally synergized really well with Storm Grenade, but if I recall correctly, there was a bit of a nerf to it. I feel like I'm missing the Inmost Light aspect of this a lot. The Inmost Light just felt really, really good. Verity's just a little annoying to manage as well. Like, always being concerned that you have death throw stacks up. Just, cumbersome. I will say, though, we have our Transcendence up basically always. Like, I'm kind of effortlessly having it just because our primary ammo weapon is darkness damage, so we're always spewing it, and then pretty much all of our abilities are light damage. We're spamming that Storm Grenade. Our Hellion is, you know, go ahead and chucking out barrages all the time. So, like, right now, that Storm Grenade, that's going to get us a ton of energy. And then this Pulse Rifle, since we're using it to do the majority of our damage when it comes to Trash Mob Ad Clear, like, we're just getting so much when it comes to Transcendence meters. And we're gonna do a little bit of that. I'm gonna kill this guy and reload to ready up Bolt Shot. That way we jolt that guy, get another stun on him. Kick the tangle, throw the tangle. My Transcendence is back again already. Not bad, not bad. I love Warlock Transcendence. I think Warlock Transcendence feels really, really, really strong. The Warlock Transcendence Grenade is just really good. And then when you're spamming ability regeneration to 3 Arcane Needles, your Grenade, plus your Dive, so you can spam heal and get your Hellion back up all the time. It's pretty solid. Okay, let's try and rip a few Rocket Sidearm shots on that guy. Perfect. That'll ready up Bolt Shot, so I can get a stun on this dude. And we'll pop our Transcendence, so we can put the Slow Grenade on him. Should get us our Grenade back. Absolutely cook. And then we have more than enough Transcendence energy to deal with this fella. Our Grenade should stun him right there, because it's going to slow him. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. This is the, like, this build plays so much into the Warlock Transcendence. It's absolutely incredible. Once I pop Transcendence, I'm transcending! Pop my Transcendence Grenade on the Overload, that'll slow him. And then his friend can meet the same fate. Oh my god, dude, it's all in the Warlock Transcendence. It's just so good. It's so good. Alright, let's get Song of Flame in right away. Yeah, it's yeah. God, Song of Flame is so cool. And we're gonna kill some trash mobs to keep the Devour stacks. I already have my Hellion back. You'll love to see it. Okay, we're gonna do another dive. And, okay, so here's the way we're gonna play this, right? We're gonna throw our Storm Grenade. Then we're gonna hit Prismatic. Now we have our Transcendence Grenade. So now we have our Storm Grenade and our Transcendence Grenade. I really want to kill this Hydra. Hydra's going to be a pain. I'm going to rotate over here, get this revive. And we're going to keep on chucking these here. We're still in Transcendence. Boom, boom. Storm Grenade, Gallahorn. Get the Solar Buddy. Absolutely torch that Barrier Hobgoblin. Now we have this Overload Minotaur right here. I don't have Overload for him. Now I do. Bolt Shot! Wait, what? Why am I not getting Bolt Shot? Do the final blows not count because the Fanatics are blowing up? And so it's a... Okay. Sure, Bolt Shot! No, well... I also had my Grenade that could have jolted... Okay. You know what? All I wanted was one shot. Okay. Get our solar friend. Wait for the boss. You know what? Actually, we're just gonna insta-pop this. Where is he? There he is. It's kind of hard to see. Oh! It's bird time. And that's another GG. Looking at a crisp time, 23:45. It's not quite as good, but still pretty solid. Not bad at all. Certainly a good option, right? Again, my concern here is I feel like the Verity's a little tough to maintain. So I like the subclass changes we made. Definitely stick with Dominance, that's for sure. But now I kind of want to try, let's get off of the Verity train. Because it's feeling a little too to maintain. And I also felt like I liked Inmost better than I liked Osmiomancy. I'm not saying Osmia Verity are bad or Inmost Verity is bad. If you have these options, I think they could be very, very good. It's just Verity felt a little tough to maintain. Kind of like Inmost Star Eater. So we go Inmost, we have the ability regeneration from all three of our abilities. Felt really, really, really good. And then instead of the Verity, let's drop Verity entirely. Let's try Star Eater. 70% bonus damage on our super, which is going to be pretty nuts for Song of Flame. I believe the specific text is that when you pop your super, you get 14 seconds of bonus damage, according to the Destiny Data Compendium. So we're going to take that for a spin. I think that's going to feel super nice. In doing so, we don't have to use an arc weapon anymore because we don't care about matching our weapon to our grenade for Verity. So we have a lot more freedom with our loadout now. And yeah, let's one more run for the road. Let's see how we feel about it. Rip a rocket, pop some Transcendence. Woo! Pop, pop, pop. Woo! Goodness gracious. I'm just gonna run past this guy. I'm going on a Transcendence rampage. I am slowed though, but it doesn't really matter. Give me another Transcendence grenade. Everything's dying. It's all dying very fast. Big important thing when you're using Inmost Light with triple melee, you do want to space the melees out. I never want to like spam all three melees unless I'm mid Transcendence and I have that much ability regeneration. Just because if you spread them out, you get a little bit more uptime on your Inmost. That makes sense. I have Feast of Light X3 right now for my Song of Flame. If I recall correctly, I can stack it up to 6. Okay, so my goal here is going to be for all three of us to stick the plate. I'm also going to try and one-shot this dude. Get a little bit of darkness damage on him as well for my Transcendence. And then we're going to stun him with the hand cannon to start. And then we're going to run over to him to bait the sword guy that's on me over to him. Throw the storm grenade so it jolts him to reapply the stun. And then the sword guy follows me and dies to my storm grenade as well. Check that. Lieutenant spawning. Boom. We're going to see how much damage this does compared to what it was doing previously. Because it took about our entire super to kill this guy in previous runs. Now it took about 50% of our super. Which is banging. And like I said, I know before I said you want to space out your melee activations a little bit when it comes to using Inmost Light to maximize the time that you get Inmost Light, but when you're in Transcendence, you get the regeneration back so fast that it doesn't really matter quite as much. Also, while you're down there hitting that subscribe button, just so I can, you know, get a gist of how you guys are liking this episode, do me a favor, also hit that like button down below if you're liking the style that we're doing with this Will It Build episode, where we're kind of saying, okay, let's try and figure out what exotic class items work here, but, you know, we don't want to just pick one, because the chances that you watching have that exact one are 1 in 64. So if we instead pick 3 or 4 exotic class items, it increases the likelihood that you'll have at least one of them and can try out this build significantly. So do me a favor, hit that like button if you kind of like the approach that we're taking with this one and you want us to take this kind of approach in future Will It Build episodes. Get a little Dunkarooski in. Uh-oh. Got a man down. Is that the boss? Yes, it is. Look at that super damage. 70% bonus. Good Lord. That is a 13-minute, 8-second clear. So will it build? Absolutely yes. The 3 exotic class item options I have on deck for you guys, in my opinion, Inmost Light Star Eater was the absolute peak. But if you do not yet have Inmost Star Eater, you can get by perfectly fine with any Inmost Light option or any Star Eater option. Or if you want, you can go with something like Inmost Light Verity, or you can go with something like Osmiomancy Verity. Will not work quite as well, but will still work perfectly well and allow you to take full advantage of this build. Here's the subclass setup we ended up with, just, you know, if you want to take a screen share or something like that. Here's the mod setup we ended up with, although a lot of it is contingent on the weapons we were using, the resistances being specific, of course, the Grandmaster Nightfall, and the weapons really are genuinely up to you. The only thing I recommend is make sure that you have a strand or stasis weapon up in your top slot, and then obviously an energy weapon in your middle slot. That way you can very, very easily make sure that you're filling up both your transcendence meters on a regular basis, so you can be spamming transcendence. Very, very good with this setup. So if you want one of your builds reviewed in a Will It Build video, please go ahead and submit it in the Will It Build channel. My Discord server linked in the description down below. Hit those like and subscribe buttons if you want to see the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.